It's moving day. We're moving from here to Scout Ridge. That's where the cabin will go next year. Our septic is up there, and they gave us the go-ahead to go ahead and use it. So as Bill said last week, we think we will. So now, the fun begins. Moving all of this up there. All right, what's missing from this picture? Did you guess this? Well, you're correct. Okay, so step one.
Added a line out of the septic to here, and then we put our dump, and this will be what we can use for the rest of this year. I'm going to put more gravel on top of it and then start bringing fill in, because the fill will probably be about that high in this area, maybe higher. And then the house will actually about one more piece of pipe, not even that, but right about here is where the house plumbing will come out and connect to that. So this will tell us how high we got to raise the pad to get the plumbing under it. But this is our layout. I had to kind of build it up with stuff.
Thought I'd give you a closer look at the septic now that Bill has brought in more rock and has completely covered this line. If you feeds in from right there. And look, we have grass.
We've shown you our well house and our well in previous videos, but we wanted to give you a little more detail on how it all came together and what it finally worked out. So here's the well. And again, if you don't remember, the well is 200 feet deep, but the water's at about 55, 56 feet. So what we did is we bought a 12-volt pump, and I really got a pretty cheap one. It was only 86 bucks on Amazon. Said it would pump it down to 200 feet, but I've got it at about 95 feet. The reason it's at 95 feet is I had to feed it with a 10 gauge wire, and it came in a roll of 100 was the best price, and that alone though still was $250. So it still gives me 40 feet ahead in there, and we don't pump that much water. So we've never pumped that down. This is the setup in the well house and the building. I've made the roof so I can lift it up. We have a 12-volt pump that pumps up here, and I will turn that on. Here's the switch. So we turn it on. I open this valve, wait for the water to come out, and then it pumps into this 55-gallon storage tank. You can see the line right here. This is the line that comes from the pump. And I just pop it off, and I can see, oh, it's almost full. Since I do not have a check valve on the line going to the pump, it has to pump up that. It's a 1/2-inch line coming from the pump. Once it starts coming, I open this valve and turn this one, and you can hear it pumping into the tank. And this is manual, and you could buy floats and everything and would turn it off and leave it on all the time. But I just do it manually. I have forgotten it a couple times and flooded everything, but we have a little timer we set out now. So when I've got it filled as much as I want, I just turn the switch back off, shut that valve, and then I just make sure that's there. And what's nice though is as it gets cold weather, since it doesn't have a check valve, all the water from this line goes back into the well and we have nothing to freeze there. So then what we do is we pump this till we need to the level I want. And then we have a regular RV pump on a switch. So it's pumped up. The RV 12 volt is like a pressure pump. And it feeds this valve out here. And I've got a diverter, so I have one hose. You can hear the pump running, pressurizing this line. So it has pretty good pressure. Show them how far that goes out there, Deanna. So we have this water. We can wash vehicles, water things, clean things and stuff. Now I have this little diverter so I can shut this one off, release the pressure. And then the other line's on a hose that I use to fill the tank in the camper because it'll reach all the ways over. Now we don't drink out of this line. I have a gravity feed spigot on the other side, comes right out of the tank, and we fill up jugs, and we have a Berkey and that's the water we filter and drink. We have not had this water tested yet. I really don't think we have any problems because we're at the top of the hill. There's really nothing to contaminate it. I've sealed everything so water up here is not getting in to contaminate the well and stuff. So, but we still filter it through the Berkey and use that for our drinking. The other is just for washing things and dishes and showers, and we're just kind of careful and heat it up. You know, it gets heated up in the water heater. So all this, and you can see it right up here, I have a 100-watt solar panel. So the 100-watt solar panel this is our charge controller for it. I used Renergy. I bought a package. It came with a charge controller, the wires, and the panel, and it was a pretty good deal on Amazon. So that comes in there. Then it feeds 2 blocks, or actually feeds the battery. I put fuses on it, and so we're taken care of. And then the battery feeds 2 blocks that the power to the switch for the pump. Both pumps come off of in the grounds to the negative. So I just bought a cheap lead acid battery. It has like 80 or 90 amp hours. The well pumps only 8 amps, and we only run it at the most I think I've run it is an hour. It pumps about a half to 3/4 of a gallon a minute. So in about an hour we've got plenty of water in the tank. So that's only 8 amps. And this pump, the pressure pump, is only 3.5 amps, and it's only on, it cycles on and off, and we don't run it every day. So a lot of times the battery's is really charged. I do have the shunt installed. I got to fix it and finish. I have a little battery monitor I haven't installed yet, but everything's been working so good that I haven't been too nervous about it. When we leave this year, we'll pull the pump out, take the battery to my brother so it doesn't stay out here in the winter, and drain the tank and the lines, and we should be fine till next year. This is mostly a temporary water system, because if we build next year, we will put a regular like 220 volt 3 or quarter or half horsepower regular submersible pump. I'll repurpose this and the pumps for other things here on our property, either to have this someplace that could feed a RV spot and we just fill it with a hose or something like that. But everything here, including this, I can just move real easily and repurpose out here. We've been using it over a month or 2 now, and it's really lived up to our expectations, and it's worked out really well. So we have all the water we really want. okay, this could be a sticky situation. Oh, he's not happy that I'm out here now. Oh, he's gonna go up the tree. That's just what we need. And he is big. Oh my God.
Because of all the rain that we've been getting lately, our property is just covered in mushrooms. If anyone knows a good app to help identify mushrooms and which ones are edible and not edible, that would be very helpful. So leave it in the comments below if you know of a good one or know of some way to identify mushrooms safely.